Thank you so much for coming in for a video. I'm going to bring you another handbag haul like the one I did before, where I share with you the brands that consistently sell for me on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. But before we get started, let me just tell you that I'd really love for you to subscribe. I think you will find this a very helpful channel if you are into thrifting, if you are into reselling from your thrift store finds. That is what I do. That is what I've been doing consistently for 10 years. I have earned power seller status on eBay. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. You will find a wealth of knowledge here with all types of videos, mostly related to reselling. So let's get started with a couple of brands. Of course, we all know how popular Fossil is. Flip them for about 30 to 40. It was March 7, I got it for 5. So I can definitely stick this up on Posh and ask for about $30 to $40 for it, mostly because it is the all leather variety. It has a really nice thick strap on it, sort of a khaki green, and it's in very good condition. That's the one thing I do look for. I definitely do not spend too much time with a bag that needs a lot of attention. This one is in very, very good condition, as you can see from the ends there. So I always pick up a leather Fossil. Really nice hobo. Perfect classic style. That when it's woven like this, look and see that it's not tearing any place. I was already familiar with this bag because I had found this one in Austin, Texas when I was thrifting over there a few years ago. My son used to go to UT, and so we'd visit often, and the first thing I would do is go to a thrift store after I saw him. Bag of the day is basically what it means, but I'll let you look at it because I know a lot of the name. But here it is there. And so I looked it up, and these they retail for about $300. They're made in France. And they are called the sack of the day because you switch out the leather handles. They also have a little hang tag. So they come in all kinds of patterns. Some of them are actually leather, but a lot of them are fabric, wool. This is a really pretty plaid one, and it's just a little tote, no zipper or anything. So when I spotted this one at the Goodwill, I recognized it. Is a little sullied, not much, but there it is again, the brand. Let's see if I can pronounce that. Un jour, un sac, which basically one day, one sack, or one sack per day, or something like that. So that's what's so fun about this bag, is that you just switch off the leather handles. So I got this one for about $2. I am going to run it through the wash. I'm going to take off the handles and run it through the wash because it doesn't really have any staining. It's just a little sullied, probably just a little shelf wear. So look for this brand as well. This one was, I guess, about $2. It's Ellen Tracy. So that's a good brand, but more than just the name brand, because everybody will put out a handbag. Liz Claiborne had bags. At one time, she had really nice bags. Now they're not so much. So the name doesn't always mean anything to me. What does is whether or not it's leather and whether it's completely leather. I want to make sure the handles are leather because that's the first place that gets worn. I want to make sure the bottom is leather. If it's not, I leave it. Don't bother with them. But this is a very nice style. It's got compartments, which is very important. So that, and then the style, just a satchel, classic satchel. Everybody needs a black satchel. Everybody needs a black bag. Another Fossil Messenger. This is smaller. This one was only $3.99, so I got it for about $2. Travel. It's got all the card slots. Pocket. It's smaller than the one I showed you last time, so I definitely picked this one. Very nice travel bag. Lots of pockets, front pockets perfect to slip that phone in. Chocolate brown, classic color. Again, always looking for that condition. If the bag is not in good condition, I'm not going to bother taking it. Love when the inside is flawless as well, because there's nothing worse than a bag that has a storage smell or a bag with some makeup stains. Nobody wants that. I don't buy to resell what I wouldn't buy myself. Well, perfect color, cranberry color. This was marked $5.99, so again, I got it for about $4. Buddha, I believe, or a hobo. Let me check. Those are both brands that are very good to pick up. I forgot, though. This is hobo. Yeah, this is a hobo bag. So this is a beautiful cranberry color. That's a plus there. Everyone wants a punch of color in their wardrobe, so I do look for that. I love, again, the flat messenger bag. Very, very popular. This sort of weathered looking, super soft leather is very popular. It looks weathered in that it's crinkly and has maybe little veining and things, but it's not weathered in the corners. That's the first place you want to look for any type of wear. Of course, everyone wants those extra pockets. Zipper in the front. The lining as well, super cute, bright colors, clean as a whistle inside. We look for in a messenger bag that's going to bring you profit to resell, going to maintain its value, is that it is, like I said, crossbody length. If it's not completely comfortable as a crossbody, then it's not. It's a shoulder bag, so make sure that you disclose that. eBay, they do ask you for all those measurements. It's so pesky that they want to know the strap drop, so they want to know the length. I usually, you know, with a long one like this, I'll put, I think it's about 30 inches adjustable. But with the other kind, they need the strap drop. They need all of the dimensions of the bag. So what I like to do when I'm photographing these bags is take pictures with the measuring stick or with my tape, so that when I do get to listing it, I have it there for my convenience, for my information, as well as for the buyer. Because not only does the buyer get to see it measured out that way, the buyer doesn't always read the description. So this is just another reiteration of your description, so that if ever comes back not as described, you can say, well, it was in the listing, it was in the pictures, this is how big it was, because some people will say, oh, I thought it was bigger, or I thought it was smaller. Another brand that I even made a video about, how to buy and sell handbags on eBay, I'll try to link it here, because Sharif was a top shelf brand at Neiman's back in the 90s. This was the bag, the it bag, and they came in all kinds of designs. Their signature was this mosaic type of leather, comes from a patchwork, abstract. They made big bags, big doctor bags, messenger bags, all kinds of bags. They made them, and they were very popular. But then they came out with a, I think it was called Sharif USA or something like that, or Sharif Studio, something like that. I forgot. I talk about it in that video. But that was the more diffused brand that they brought to QVC. And then I think they wound up in, like a lot of brands, eventually they wind up losing their popularity, and they go to the department stores, the regular department stores, to sell them there, and their quality goes down with it. They don't use leather all around. They use cheaper zippers. They don't add the embellishments. But this was the it bag of the 90s. So if you see one that says simply Sharif and not Sharif Studio, pick it up, because they are very, very collectible. They still garner sometimes up to $100, $200, depending on the size and the style, because people know what they are. They know that they're quality bags, and you just can't compare this style. This is a very, very unique style, very unique aesthetic that only they had. I mean, look at the embellishment just on the zipper pull. The gold. Everybody needs a gold bag. Yeah. It's definitely a good fit for a crossbody. All leather, beautiful colors, beautiful aesthetic, very, very unique. Sharif. I have a huge tote that has all multicolored snakeskin patchwork. It's just absolutely gorgeous. No one else did that particular look. No one had that particular style. So they're still very, very unique. Here's a cute bag that I picked up, and I saw it and it reminded me very much of the Longchamp. So that's why I looked at it. And I thought maybe it's the King Ranch. I don't know if you guys are familiar with King Ranch. Luggage and items like this as well. It's made in France. And it's very simple to you. But when something is made in Paris, and it's trimmed in leather, very heavy canvas. This is actually a lot heavier than the Longchamp. Many people today love these mini bags. We talked about it last time. They're very, very popular. Her phone and her money, and she's done. And it's just super cute. These are especially helpful during travel as well, because you can carry your essentials, you can stick it in your luggage, and you're done. ABA Company, or ABA Company Paris. There it is there. I had never heard of it, but I saw it. I saw quality. I know leather when I see it, so I looked it up. And sure enough, these are selling for good money on eBay. I love this one. This one was $14. I got it for $10. I love this one because of the oversize, or the medium size. I mean, this is pretty much could be a book bag for someone in school, for traveling. It's perfect. This is the Sack, the brand that made the crochet bags that we talked about last time, that I told you sell really well. So I love that they came out with some leather bags, but usually their leather bags do not have leather straps. So I don't hardly ever buy them if they don't have, if it's not the crochet, or if it's as this one is, which I thought was fabulous, it's a nylon strap. So it's a really nice thick nylon strap. So I guess they compromised that way, but it's much better than faux leather. I can't stand faux leather. It starts peeling. It's gross. Well, anyway, perfect color, guys. Chocolate brown, perfect size. I mean, it's just great. And this one is super cool because it can be a crossbody as well as a backpack. How perfect is that? I don't know, I really want to keep it. I really want to keep it for traveling, but then I'm like, maybe I'll list it. If it sells, well, then it sells. If not, if it doesn't sell by the time I go on my trip to Chicago, I think I'm going to use it because I love carrying a backpack for travel. And this is a perfect size. I mean, this is a full-size bag. Really nice weathered look. Very soft, pretty chocolate brown. Compartments everywhere as well. It is clean, not used at all. I mean, this is super clean. That's why I went ahead and paid. And look, it's still got the little anti-moisture things in there. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't think it was used at all. And this was actually in the fresh bin coming right out of the back. So I was super glad I was there to get it. I get really happy when the lining is clean. I hate cleaning linings. They sell so much better when they're clean. And this one I will definitely describe as like new. And I will say it is unused. And like I said, it's just gorgeous. I know I can get at least $40 for this on Posh or eBay. And pretty much all of those bags that I showed you, I would say would go between $30 to $40. The least would be $30. I would not bother to pay $10 for a bag to, to get 20. I always have to at least triple my money. Price of $5.99, but then I got my discount, so about $4. But you know what I told you last time about pink bags? They fly out the door. So I'm really happy I found this one. This was in very good condition as well. Piping is all in wonderful condition. It's that really nice pebbly leather, and it still had the little hang tag as well. Very clean inside. Brown strap, really nice thick strap. Style is very popular as well. Super clean inside. Genuine Coach. There you go. Pocket there in the front. Again, just a classic style. This is a classic style handbag. Never goes out of style. Coach is still very popular. Of course, it's not going to get you the money that a Louis Vuitton will get you, but I know I can get at least, I think I would start this bag out at least $50, no less. No less than $50 because of the condition it's in. All right, then I found a classic Coach. This is a vintage Coach, and I could not leave this one behind. This one was also 14, got it for 10 because it was in such good condition. It is indeed vintage, and you know they're vintage by their industrial zippers. They're super heavy zippers. Their leathers are super thick, absolutely fabulous. I have found them in very bad condition. So when I found this one in such good condition, I was not going to let it stay for, like I said, $10. Because I can easily get, actually at the thrift stores, when they have nice Coaches like this, they usually sell them for $50 to $60. So that's what I'll probably start mine at. Again, it's really clean on the inside. It's got another zipper against the wall there, and you can tell that this is vintage when on the inside codes. Now, I'm not going to preach about codes and whatnot. I know Coach when I see it. I know a vintage Coach when I see it. But usually it will say, the vintage ones will say they're made in the United States. After a few years, they started making them in other places. In the U.S. are the vintage ones. And you don't even have to get that far. You can feel it. You can touch it. You can see just by the thickness of the strap, the thickness of the leather, that this is a vintage Coach. And say what you will, Coach is not, like I said, as popular as far as resale, as far as a Louis Vuitton or anything else, but people love their classic Coaches, I'm telling you. There are some people that I know that would never ever even think of selling their classic Coach. But when you see them, and you will see them at garage sales and thrift stores, pick up the vintage ones anytime. I would have picked this one up if I had to choose between this one and the newer model. I would have chosen this one. Though they both sell, but this is the one that people still look for, still want. I think that is the end of the second installment of the handbag haul. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You'll see a bunch of different videos of different variety, mostly reselling, but I also talk about other things. I am, like I said, a power seller on eBay, so I will always bring you any information that I may have of what betters my business, so that if you're in the same business, we can do it together. Thank you again for everything. Please come back again really soon, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.